Hello everybody, welcome to the fifth and final league race at Houston Karting Complex. This is the fifth race of their winter series and the last race of the whole year. I haven't done the whole year, I've only done the winter. I qualified third and we are green. Green flag is down, immediately dropped into fourth on the inside heading towards turn one. On the apex curb, get a tailwheel run out, keep fourth and then drop to fifth. And I'm going to try and nip underneath here in turn three. But can't quite get it done, so I'm going to try to switch back in four, and once again can't really get it done. So yeah, keeping fifth, and this is something brand new that I got, which is a 360 camera, but I'm only going to use this the front because it's a very cool little fisheye lens. Yeah, it's real cool. As you can kind of see, this is the full layout. I believe this is full reverse. I'm not sure which direction is forwards and which is backwards, but this is full one direction. I'm not really sure. You'll see in the background occasionally there are some other people racing. Those are the group above us. So this is senior class, which is 185 to 225, and then behind us racing is master class, and they are 225 and up. Yeah, this ended up being kind of a frustrating race, but, can't really do anything about it, and I don't know that a single thing really went to plan over the course of this race, because, it's nearly an hour drive from where I live to the track, and about 45 minutes in, I realized I'd left my suit back at my home, which is great. And we started out racing. The qualifying was in about 45 degrees, and it started 45-50 degrees, somewhere around there. And yeah, that was really fun because thankfully somebody lent me a spare pair of jeans. Thank you, Dusty. But yeah, I mean, it was cold. It was really fucking cold. Yeah, so the first kart I got in qualifying didn't stop. You'll usually stop anywhere from 10 to 30 feet before the corner, just because the brakes on these things are so good compared to their top speed. But I mean, the brakes on that qualifying kart were absolutely terrible. I was having to brake, honestly, around like here for this corner, and usually brake around here. So I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And so I had to run in mid qualifying session. We only get 10 minutes to qualify. And I had to change out kart, and then yeah, I mean, I just couldn't do it, because the next one I had to readjust to the brakes and how the brakes worked, because in the first kart I literally pushed them down all the way, so I kind of had to readjust to where how hard I had to push the brakes. But after a lap or two, it kind of got back to normal, so can't really complain much. There were a couple of turns where I was just kind of struggling. Into these hairpins, I did feel like I was struggling a little bit. But one thing I was noticing is that compared to the two drivers in front of me, I was braking, I don't want to say significantly later, but noticeably later than they were. I wasn't getting quite the exit they were, but the amount I closed on braking 9 times out of 10 was more than how much they gained through the exit. So I think I definitely have pace to get past these guys. It's just finding the opportunity and making the most of it as they go side by side out of turn 4, heading into turn 5. Let's go T-cam, and just trying to see if I can pick my way through, but it doesn't look like I can. see what we can do. I have an opportunity here to go on the inside, but for some reason, I just don't take it, and I get caught out by how early the guy in front brakes. I mean, it's kind of frustrating like that this whole time. I think I've kind of gotten in my head. I ended up getting my own head about like rules of engagement and whatnot. Because, yeah, I'm sure I've said this before on the channel, but dive bombs here aren't really, they're very frowned upon. And so if I can't really get there in braking, then, you know, it's more likely that I'm going to get punished for it. So I try not to. I would really like to be alongside before braking. And I had an opportunity to do that there, but I didn't for some reason. And that is something that ended up costing me throughout the season. It's come up multiple times that I don't really try for overtakes. I don't really go for a move unless it's like a slam dunk. So that is something I gotta work on. Just kind of working it out, you know, seeing where I can improve and where I can stabilize my driving and kind of how I approach each race. But yeah, as you can see, not really happy. These karts do kind of skip a lot through turn 1, especially on this direction. If it's going the other direction, turn 1 isn't very bad. I guess it would be turn 10 officially, but yeah, in this direction, you're carrying so much speed and trying to get, you know, that amount of rotation. For me, anyway, they just end up skipping a lot, and I think that is down to tire pressure. Not entirely sure. Yeah. I ultimately had a really fun weekend. This was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix qualifying was today, this morning when we recorded this. And I got to see Q1 and Q2, but Q3 happened while we were out qualifying. So I had to come in and see that Verstappen pole, which that was great. I loved it. But yeah, this was it did ultimately kind of warm up. I'd say about 3/4 of the way through qualifying, the sun came out,
I'm gonna drop the fucking
and then obviously during the race, the sun is out now. Kind of warming the track up because it is significantly better than it was in qualifying. I think it ended up being like 1.5 seconds, nearly 2 seconds faster than it was before.
The internet actually hit the
and that's kind of just down to us running on it a little bit. As you can see, I'm not really happy there. But also,
don't get any
just
fucking
kind
stoppage
of getting
at
into a
all.
better temperature window.
Slow down! No! I never fucking heard of it!
I wasn't the happiest. I was fighting for. I had a shot at the championship going into this race. It was a bit of a long shot, needed a Piastri type miracle, but it was a shot. But I did have second place by 2 points. And the guy I was competing with was in second, so I needed fourth.
Thing is an absolute fucking piece of shit.
Third and fourth are right there in front of me, so it was doable, but I mean, it was a long shot, but to try and win, but I mean, like, the second place position was right there. It was right there. All I had to do was not finish last. Literally, if I finished fourth or better, I would have kept second place, but little spoiler, I finished fifth, so it's really frustrating. It is partially down. You can pick moments from any of these races, where I didn't try and go for a win in the second one.
No, don't stop right there.
Just terrible luck in the third one.
Yes.
terrible defending in the fourth one, and then in the fifth one, just terrible.
You like that? Why can't I be doing that the whole
Overtaking.
fucking time?
I did eventually figure out turn 5, which is that line kind of by the fence. I could carry speed and get a pretty good exit, which is why I've closed so much over these last couple of corners. Which that did ultimately help me get back onto the back of these guys and also try and keep pace with them. But ultimately it wasn't enough. Yeah, this year, I'm going to talk about the channel for a little bit. This year wasn't, in terms of like subscribers and views and whatnot, it wasn't quite as good as last year.
My hand is starting to freeze.
Ultimately on me, I didn't really post from January to like April, probably January to March. So that's 3 months I missed out. So I can't really complain much there. And then once I did get back, it was with Forza content and some F125 stuff. And even that was like, the F125 stuff did initially do pretty good. But after, 2 videos, it went back down to averaging like 30 views per video. So yeah, it's pretty frustrating. At the moment, I'm currently sitting at 67 subscribers. So yeah, I was hoping to go for 75 by the end of the year. I don't think we're quite gonna make that. My goal for last year was 50, and that was up from like 22 that I ended 2023 with, and then 2024 I got up to 50. And this year I was hoping to get to 75, but I don't think it's gonna happen unless I have one video that just blows up crazy style, which might happen. I'm working on some like IRL videos where it's like not racing footage and it's me talking. I'm thinking about doing like awards, but then also some, doing the obligatory best F1 calendar video, and then maybe also looking at the top 3 in Formula 1, kind of the championship contenders for this year, and seeing like where they lost points, and kind of that kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing a lot of Assetto Corsa racing, like Formula 4 Assetto Corsa racing, and that's really fun. Just kind of getting used to that. But I do what I can. And ultimately in race pace, I'm not very good. I make mistakes, I make, spins and crashes and what, but so I don't think it'd be the best, recording, but I don't know. Back to TCAM, barreling towards turn 1. Yeah, you'll see me kind of get caught out multiple times throughout this video of just kind of how much I catch these guys going into braking, and it's really difficult whenever you're trying to like get on the back of somebody and try and move for a pass, but then they brake a lot earlier than you expect, and you gotta adjust yourself to theirs, but also not forget yours. You kind of gotta have 2 sets of braking points in your head, and if you can kind of merge those together and find one where you get right on the back of them, then that's great. But we aren't really consistent enough, I would say, or exact enough that we brake in the same exact spot every single time. I say it's close. It's within like a foot most times, but it isn't. The brakes on this cart were fine. This cart it wasn't bad per se. Like, it was okay. Like, it was fine. Like, I had the pace to move up into third, but it was just my piss poor driving that kept me in fifth. We go back into T-Cam, get a great little run through turn 5. But ultimately, can't really do much with it. So, as you see the guy in front really straightening out the braking zone. As I look there for flags or anything, yellow flags or yellow lights or red flags or black flags, whatever it is. I just want to say I had a great time racing with everybody this year. If you guys happen to make it to 16 minutes in this video, which I don't think you will, but if you do, it was a blast racing with y'all. It really was fun. It was definitely a lot more competitive than I thought it would be. I mean, I knew it would be competitive, but like there were races where people's pace were within 0.3 of each other for the whole race, and so that was, that was really, really fun. It was really enjoyable. I don't know if I'll be able to come back. I would love to come back, but just financing and whatnot. Going side by side here with the guys in front. I know it's about to happen, but do you know what's about to happen? Fourth place gets a switch back on third place, but third place just manages to keep her speed up, and we are going to try and nip underneath. So we are right there. We go for the move. We catch the guy in the apex much faster than I was expecting, and so we hit the brakes harder, not to run into the guy, but just end up sliding into the person next to us, and it was pretty, it was an incident. It wasn't like big. I talked to her after the race. She wasn't upset about it, so I'll take that. But this was, I had tons of fun this year, except for that third race, and losing this race. It was a blast. It was really, really fun. Getting to see where the people in front, kind of how they race, kind of trying to match them, get onto their pace, and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I was pretty pessimistic going into this season that I wouldn't really get any podiums until the 4th or 5th race, and I would kind of be stuck at the back until then. But I started out great with 2 second-place finishes, and I had 2 more opportunities for podiums, but in this race and in race 4, which is the last race. But both of those kind of slipped through my fingers through either my fault or my fault. It wasn't really anything else. So I can't really be upset about it. I can look at things and be like, oh, this happened to me, and that messed me up for the rest of the day. But ultimately, it is my pace that costs me. I can either sit there and dawdle and last and bitch and moan about things, or I can find a way to drive around the issue and see what I can make happen. So it's just a couple of things. We have caught back up onto 4th place. If I can get a move here, I will, but at the time I did feel bad about what happened into turn 1, so I didn't really go for moves. And you can see there, because they are braking just that little bit later, I do have to kind of let off before where I brake, so that ends up costing me just lap time. Not really much I can do. I had kind of resigned myself to finishing last in class, and there's a white flag, so we got one more lap. not the best race. I've definitely had better races. This kind of pushed me back towards like my rookie season at MSR, that kind of things. But I still had a blast throughout the season, and I would definitely love to come back here, just seeing if I can make that happen. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a bit more of a rant and not quite as action-packed as previous videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you have watched all 5 videos, definitely thank you. And if you haven't, go watch them. And here, just kind of, I let off, just resigning myself to 5th place, which, looking back, I absolutely hate that I did, but it is a P5. I definitely wished I could have finished the race instead of just kind of coasting over the line. But thank you guys for watching. I'll hopefully have more karting content soon. See ya.